Okay, I'm going to address something I should have talked about a long time ago. Just I'm seeing more of it online now, so I'm going to say something. But it's about CCM versus gospel music. What I'm seeing a lot of now is gospel musicians, singers, black church folk saying things like, we need to get rid of CCM and bring back choirs and bring back gospel and this, that, and the third. And I'm here to tell you, CCM is not the problem. It's the songwriting quality in gospel that's the problem. So let me lay some groundwork. Firstly, I am a very harsh critic. I just say what's on my mind. So some of what comes out of my mouth might sound harsh. I'm just being honest. When I think of when I think of good songwriting in gospel music, there are two names that stand out to me more than anybody, and that's Fred Hammond and that's Babby Mason. Fred has been my favorite gospel singer since I was a teenager. I listened to Commission as a young child, and I deep dove into Fred as I got older. He is it for me as a gospel recording artist. And Babby Mason was one of my dad's favorites growing up. Not quite as prominent as Fred, but if you ever listen to her music, you would understand why I say that she is one of the best songwriters. The woman's pen is immaculate, and she's someone that does not get her flowers. I can honestly say that maybe for the past 8+ years, I have not listened to a new gospel album front to back. And it's not for lack of trying. I put it on and then I just eventually tune out because the songwriting just is not there. It's just chops and fills and empty calories for lyrics. I honestly haven't come across an album that really encapsulates the type of songwriting we had from the 2000s backwards, going all the way back to James Cleveland even. Like that's far. I'm not sure what the cause is. It's just it ain't there. It's like all the life and soul just got bled out of gospel music, and because the format of the way bands played and everything, that kind of took the forefront, and now here we have it. Just chops fills with lyrics that really aren't hitting anybody anymore. And that to me is the reason why gospel music is not as prominent as it used to be, because it's not delivering anything. CCM is not the problem. Let me tell you why I say this. This also speaks to the hate that Maverick City music got from the black church. A lot of people were blaming Maverick City for why gospel isn't as prominent as it used to. And I'm here to say that that's just flat out silly. 2012. Fred Hammond is about to release an album called God, Love, and Romance, and it's his first take on doing a romance album after 40 years of just doing gospel music. He did a listening party at Greater Allen Cathedral in Queens, and I went, and he said something I will never forget. This is 2012, just before the album dropped in 2013. He said the gospel music is shrinking. That's the word he used, shrinking. This is 2012, 2013. This is it's like 6 years before Maverick City ever debuted. This is before Elevation became the mainstay that it is in CCM. This is before Hillsong became what it is, before Bethel became what it is, before the wave of CCM music that we have now. And he was already saying the gospel music is shrinking. So it's not Maverick City's fault, and it's not really CCM's fault either. People listen to what they want to. So why is it that people want to listen to CCM more than gospel? And I'm saying it's because of the songwriting. I prominently listen to CCM just because the lyrics minister to me more than all the chops and fills I hear in gospel music. That's what it is now. And that's not to say I get nothing from gospel. I'm not making a blanket statement about all gospel. It's not all gospel, because there's plenty of gospel artists that kind of still have it. Kirk still has it. Ty still has it. Israel Houghton still has it. I'll get back to him in a second. I also think that the worship format is kind of what made CCM the mainstay, because gospel would cover a lot of different topics. It wasn't always meant for worship services. Like Commission in particular, they had songs that were literally like, yo, go tell somebody, like take the gospel out into the world, things like that. And then even within gospel music that stays in the church, a lot of the songs are situational. They'll talk about what they're doing. Songs like We Lift Our Hands in the Sanctuary, or I Sing Praises, or things like that, versus CCM that just talks about the relationship between the person and God, or even like the congregational, come now is the time to worship. It's different and it serves a purpose, but even within gospel, that purpose has kind of just been bled out because not everyone's putting out the same caliber of music, frankly. And to be clear about something else, there is something lacking on both sides of this spectrum, we'll call it. There is something lacking in CCM, and there's definitely something lacking in gospel. What I feel is lacking in CCM is the musicality. As someone who plays CCM nowadays primarily, As much as I love listening to it and I love the songs, I can honestly say that musically, CCM is very boring. It's very easy to play. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You just change that in combinations and add some dynamic, add builds for the purpose of dynamic. But beyond that, it's pretty boring. And on the flip side, for gospel, it's all chops and feels and with empty calories for lyrics. The best way to navigate this would be like a middle ground. And the only person I feel that has navigated that middle ground well and consistently from the start of his career is Israel Houghton. That man has not put out one single bad album that I've heard. Honestly, even his first album, Real, which wasn't great, still had some freaking gems. And then last year, he puts out Corritos Volume 1 and 2. That album is excellent. You don't even have to speak Spanish, just listen to it. Another thing is that there's so much CCM music, like they're cranking them out because they do songwriting workshops. Artists who already have established careers on their own will get together with other artists from around the country and around the world just to write songs. Gospel doesn't do that anymore. They used to. They had like the GMWA, like the women's workshop and things like that. I'm sure there was a men's version and they actually used to write songs. I don't think they do things like that anymore, which is clearly a hindrance. But even beyond that, and this is the one that kills me, is people are complaining about getting rid of CCM and bringing back gospel, not realizing that gospel has been taking songs from CCM and redoing them for over 2 decades. This is just a list of some of them. I actually have a playlist on iTunes, which is considerably longer, so pause to read. But this is over the years of how many songs gospel artists have redone CCM songs. And it continues. And the thing is, it's a one-way street because CCM does not borrow from gospel. They don't have to. So this just speaks to my point. The problem is not CCM. The problem is songwriting quality in gospel has diminished to the point that people really don't want to listen to it anymore. That's just what it is. So stop saying let's get rid of CCM and bring back choirs. No. Let's bring back songwriting in gospel. Let's bring back workshops. Let's bring back conventions. Let's bring back whatever it is that made gospel what it was. Stop blaming other people. Point the finger inward.